Hey, let's find out what's happening now. What's going on in this last week of August 2013, in the shameful year of 2013, at the beginning of the Aquarian age? What's going to happen for the next week? And just a reminder, when you see this, here's the Sky Mirror Astrology. You can find out what's happening right now. Yeah, just go to the App Store, get Sky Mirror Astrology. Sky Mirror Astrology. There we go. Sky Mirror app. And you got the chart of now. And look inside, look outside, look at the chart at your fingertips, in your location. Very accurate. This thing is a real winner. A real winner. And it does a lot of things for you. It's not about personal charts. It's about the chart of now. It's about the chart of now. So, if you've got an iPhone or an iPad, get it. Let's take a look at the Sky Mirror. By the way, I think he's working on a deal where this section of the Sky Mirror, the section of the astrology show, you'll be able to get on the app. You can just punch it and get the local Sky Mirror for that week. Here's our chart. Look at this. There's what we call a grand cross. See this? Here's Uranus. Now, what's happening is Venus is working herself up all last week, and she's hitting 8 degrees where you're at now. And tomorrow, she's going to square Pluto, and then go on to oppose Uranus and square Jupiter. And so she could be in trouble. Your daughter, yes. So we still got a lot of action here, a lot of tension. A grand cross produces a lot of tension. Here's Pluto fighting with Jupiter. Here's Venus fighting with Uranus. Oh, it's difficult. The interesting thing is we also have a grand trine, Neptune, Saturn, Jupiter. And gee, I didn't draw that one in there. The Jupiter thing, I didn't have a lot of faith in it. And then I saw on CNN, Dr. Sanjay Gupta came out and said, we've all been misled about marijuana. He looked into the studies. It should not be classified as a class 1. He says the whole thing is a disaster, and it really helps people. And the truth comes out about Neptune all of a sudden, Yeah. So there is something to the Grand Trine. There is some information coming out that's helpful. My question is, he's right, of course. And who is it that he used the word misled? We've been misled about marijuana. Who did that? That's my question. Who did that? Let's go back there and nail the evil people who did that and filled our jails with innocent hippies and some of the most talented people of our society. Anyway, enough. It's an interesting pattern. The sun is going from 1 to 10 degrees of Virgo. So a lot of the action is going to happen towards the end of next week. The sun's opposing Neptune. Yes, opposing Neptune. So CNN had another guy on, some doctor who ran a treatment facility, who said, oh no, here the sun's opposing Neptune. It's a gateway drug. Remember that old stuff? So there's still people out there that want to keep this silliness going, this tragedy of American culture and world culture. But we'll see what happens. Interesting times we live in. We want to find out what's going on day by day. So we got the pattern here of planets. We're just going to run the moon around the edge. And that tells us the mood of the times. It's not your chart now. This is the generic chart, okay? And you'll see, here's Thursday, Wednesday. Back on Tuesday, the moon went, never mind. I'm interested in this Neptune thing. I've been involved in doctoring and and health. I got a master's in public health, and so to see the massive, confused medical system in the U.S. try to turn around on pot, to me is highly entertaining and important. Anyway, here you are on Thursday. Well, the middle of the day, the moon goes into Aries, and everything starts getting jittery, because here's Uranus, and your Friday is not going to be normal. No. It starts with a panicky feeling in the middle of the day, and then we feel like giving up, and we're concerned for Venus. As it goes by Uranus, we all feel a little bit alone. Squares Jupiter, huh? Call a friend. So this is your day for the jitters, and day for quakes and tornadoes, and dare I say it, hurricanes. Now it's a little bit early yet, but I got a lot more to say about that. The trouble is, if you say the word hurricane, everybody freaks out. If you say the word tropical storm, it may be only 5 miles an hour difference in the wind speed, but a tropical storm, that ain't not so bad, huh? But a hurricane, oh boy! Anyway, there's exaggeration here, and a feeling of aloneness, and problems with electrical things and stuff that goes like that. And you'll see it on Friday. It'll continue a bit through Saturday, August 24th, and by the nighttime here, about 10, 11 o'clock or so, there's a square to Mars, and we're all a little ticked off and irritated, overprotective, angry. Ask yourself what you're protecting Saturday night. On Sunday, August 25th, the moon shifted into Taurus. It's a whole different situation. We have a trine to the sun, to Mercury. We're getting the job done. We're talking about it. Here's a sextile to Neptune after breakfast. And the Great Spirit is with us, and sensitivity. And here's a trine to Pluto. We have control of this situation about dinner time Sunday. Pretty good sun. Well, wait a minute. Look at that. There's Saturn sneaking in there. Well, Saturn's at 7 degrees. It's right there where that red line is. Well, that's after lunch. Between lunch and dinner, there's going to be a problem with not enough time, not enough money. We don't like the judge. The politicians have gummed it up again. That's Saturn. So, if you don't worry about money or time or politicians, Sunday could be kind of nice. Have some music, sit under a tree, talk to the Great Spirit. Monday morning on the 26th, the moon's still in Taurus, and it starts with a square to the old new moon place at 15 Leo. So the Monday morning is a little bit exaggerated emotionally, but there doesn't seem to be a major theme. If you can avoid over-emotionality, your Monday should be fine. In fact, goes well into Tuesday. Tuesday here in the middle of the day, we got a sextile to Mars, and the moon shifts into Gemini. And it feels pretty good. We're active, we're aggressive, we're getting the job done. Go fix it, go repair it, be a hero. It feels pretty good until Tuesday night after dinner, because here's the square to the sun and the square to Neptune. There's water problems, there's liquids, the drugs, the doctors, the priests, eek, the oil. It's all a problem, and we're talking about it as you go through Wednesday morning. But there's no relaxing till you get past the middle of the day Wednesday, when we finally get a nice sextile to Uranus and a trine to Venus. Something comes over the news. We all start to relax a little bit. That's your Wednesday. Thursday's nondescript. There should be a sense of brotherhood here. Venus and Uranus in harmony. Well, they're not, are they? They're actually opposed. So, but here the moon is making harmony between the two. I love the Mayan astrology. The Mayan astrology is so pure. They have a greeting, in lak'ech, I am another you. Wow. Thursday, not too bad. There's brotherhood around as the moon finishes up Gemini. On Friday, August 30th, the moon goes into Cancer about 2 a.m. in the morning, and it feels like we've got inspiration, hooray! And we've got the judge on our side, hooray! And there's wisdom flowing. It is a little panicky. Here we got an opposition to Pluto. The police come out and say, no, don't legalize marijuana. They don't want to give up their soft little job. Here's the prison people. Oh no, we don't want to give up. We don't want to legalize. It's a little unsettling with the Pluto-Uranus square. It's a mixed bag. The trines are going off and the Grand Cross is going off. And Friday, August 30th, will go well into the night before Saturday morning, before breakfast, the moon hits Jupiter, and we all understand it a little better. Might settle down, I'm not sure. Probably not, because here's Saturday afternoon, moon in Cancer squares Venus. There's no rest. Sorry. The wind took out all your electricals or your cable TV or something here. Whatever it is. It won't get better until the moon goes into Leo on September 1st. And then you're in the Mars zone. We got to go fix this stuff. We got to do something about this. I'm trimming the trees back from the edges of the roof of my house. So when the high wind comes, it won't beat. The limbs won't beat on the side of the house and beat up the roof. And then once the roof gets on the corners a little beat up, wind can come along and kind of lift it. I've been through hurricanes. Or, excuse me, tropical storms. Anyway, September is a month when we could see some damage from these forces of nature. And I intend to get into that a little bit and see if I can't make it a little more clear. I must apologize again. I've gone through 2 bad bugs during this whole tropical storm prediction period, and I'm not totally happy with all of the stuff I've done so far. But you know, if I stick to the symptoms and stop trying to use words that make up the cause, probably I can make some sense of it. Come on, let's go try again. You know, while I'm going over this business of ancient cultures, the Greek and the Romans, well, the Greeks, there was a thing called the Antikythera mechanism that came up on the History Channel or Discovery or something, and they dug this thing out of a ship, and there's a piece of brass, you know, about 6 inches square with 100 little gears in it, and it's 3,000 years old. And what did it do? It did this. You could dial in a date and a time, and the mechanism gave you the chart of now. So here we are, you know, 3,000 years later, and this mechanism has just come to us again, only this time it's electronic, and you can do all these neat things with it. But it's still, you know, it's just the Antikythera mechanism in the modern age. Instead of having, you know, 3 pounds of brass wheels, which is what the Greeks did then, if they could afford it, now you've got this. So this is pretty neat. You can go and you can change this too. You can dial in different dates, different times, and you can go a few minutes earlier, a few minutes later. The object is to find a perfect time to, you know, start things, yeah? But strikes me that the Antikythera mechanism has now come down to this. Hooray!